Is calling COVID-19 the Chinese virus racist? Absolutely not. And in this video, we're going to dig into exactly why that is. So we all agree that the world should be coming together to fight this pandemic, and personally I think we're doing a pretty good job of it, but there are some folks that need to be called out on their behavior here. I'm sure a lot of you have heard the media and some folks on the left talking about why we should not be calling COVID-19 the Chinese virus. In an argument against calling it the Chinese virus, Richard Engel on MSDNC the other day said that it was a bat virus that did not speak Chinese or target Chinese people. Thanks, Richard.
This is a bat virus, not a China virus. It doesn't speak Chinese. It doesn't target Chinese people. It targets human beings who happen to touch their eyes, nose, or mouth.
He basically just won a sick argument against something nobody ever said. He also goes on to say that China is the scapegoat here.
It is easy to scapegoat people, and that is what has always happened when there have been pandemics or epidemics, that foreigners are attacked. China certainly feels that is what is happening now, with people calling it the Wuhan flu or the Wuhan virus or the China virus. This is a virus that came from the territory of China, but came from bats.
So if it's not already obvious, let's go ahead and dig into exactly why this is the incorrect position to take. Many deadly viruses have started in China, such as H1N1, SARS, and more, killing hundreds of thousands of people. And many times, it's been something preventable, like not shopping at wet markets or not eating exotic animals. This isn't something new that China's just figuring out. Infectious disease and Chinese experts have been warning them about it for years. Anyways, along comes COVID-19 that the Chinese government deliberately attempted to cover up by punishing medical workers for spreading rumors that there was a virus going around, when in fact, they were trying to warn the public of this massive problem. Nicholas D. Kristof from New York Times actually stated this quite well. He said, "Act decisively they did, not against the virus, but against whistleblowers who were trying to call attention to the public health threat." Pardon my cracked phone, by the way. Chinese officials also allowed 5 million people to leave Wuhan and even more from China before lockdown, and hid information from the US government as well as the rest of the world that could have helped us protect our people. And on top of all of this craziness, they start spreading propaganda that the United States started the virus. And then we have the media and some folks on the left that are attacking Trump for pinning it on China. What's happened here is essentially like someone walking around a room and punching every single person in the face and then turning around and blaming you for it. And then you pointing the finger back at the perpetrator and people getting up in arms about it. It would be kind of an odd situation, right? This is why Trump has stuck to Chinese virus, and although this may come as a shock to people like Richard Engel, I, as well as millions of other Americans, are well aware that the Chinese virus does not in fact speak Chinese. But just like MERS, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, it indicates the origin of the virus. And in this specific case, it's to point the finger back at the communist Chinese regime for taking zero responsibility for the outbreak, orchestrated a deliberate cover-up, and then spread propaganda. I've also heard this a lot as well. The name Chinese virus is not supposed to stoke fear of Chinese people. It's supposed to expose the guilty party after the guilty party blames someone else. Not to mention, they're the source of multiple worldwide epidemics and pandemics. We need personal and social responsibility from China here, and only pressure from outside sources are going to encourage them to behave appropriately to prevent future pandemics. And encouraging this sort of re-education around virus names, sweeping the source of the virus under the rug, does not help that cause. This is far from China's first offense, and their oppressive government could literally give a crap about the rest of the Western world. So I guess a good question to ask people who disagree with pinning this virus on the Chinese government would be, why do them the favor here, and why do they deserve to be defended? Now, of course, some might respond to this saying, well, you know, I kind of agree, but is right now the right time for blame? Absolutely. It's holding them accountable for a disaster that is, as of right now, killing tens of thousands of people and destroying the world economy in the process. Their actions were and still are indefensible. All right, I'm gonna wrap things up here. Calling it the Chinese virus is not about race. And Chinese propaganda saying that Trump is a racist for saying that is absolutely surreal to me. This is a regime that has ethnic minorities and Muslims in oppressive re-education camps. If you find yourself coming to the defense of China here, think about that for a second. Oh, wow. I didn't know you were still there. Thanks for sticking around. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Follow me if you're not already following me. Cheers.